Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I have an all black background page, and typically whenever I have an all black background page I will use my white Posca paint pen and just stick with the black and whites or the black and creams. However, today I want to do something different. I want to do something opposite. I wanted to use bright colors and allow the background to cause my colors to pop. So there's two things that inspired what I wanted to do, and it actually started with these tags that I had made. I loved how bright they were, and I thought, oh my goodness, they look pretty, and that black background makes them pop out that much more. Which typically I'll have a bright background page, and I'll use the black around the border just to, you know, make it stand out a little bit. I don't know. But the other thing is, I'm going to set this aside. These are the Tim Holtz file cards. And to do what I want to do, you need two of the ones that doesn't have the lip up here, just the regular little cards. And then the pocket one that has the cutout. So it would go up here, just like this. And then you would take any of your tapes, like here's the Dino Wakley Mixed Media tape. Tape it here on the front as well as the back, and then tape it here on the front as well as the back. And that would allow for, this would ultimately, say those were taped together. This would close over like this. And then these are taped together, the individual card to the other card here. And you would fold it back like this. So in turn, that would allow it to, the first flap would open this way, and then the back flap, you would open it down like so. However, if you don't have these cards, I'm going to show you how to make it without it. So, what we have, I have an 8.5 by 11 sheet of my Foundations 80-pound cardstock that I love using. And then I am going to grab my cutting thing here. You can use whatever you want to. You can even measure it out and do it with scissors. It'll work just as well, either which way. But the first cut that I'm going to make is actually going to be at 9 inches. So, we're going to do that. Put that aside because we'll use that. And then for the next, I think I'm going to have to get my little measuring block out, or journaling block out, because this is where the measuring is going to come in. Actually, we'll just use this for the moment. So, we have, oh, well, is my journaling block 9 inches? Let me see. I reckon she is. Alright. So what we're going to do is, with it being 9 inches this way, we are going to take and make a tick at 3 inches and again at 6 inches. Move it up a bit. Do the same thing. 3 inches, 6 inches, and then we're going to turn the page clockwise to where you're measuring on the 8.5 side. And we are going to make a tick at 4 inches and again at 8 inches. And go over a bit more. roughly just kind of eyeball what would be the 3-inch mark here. So 4 inches, 8 inches. Okay. Now, the first line we're going to draw is the 4-inch line that we just made, running down this way. And then we're going to move up here and draw the 8-inch line, but we're only going to draw it to where it's 3 inches over, like so. And then turn it back this way. Make sure you level her up really good. Right there. And again here. But we only need to draw it to that one line that we made. Okay. Excuse me. So what we have is we have a 9-inch by 8-inch. Ultimately, that gives you 4 inches, 4 inches, 4 inches, 4 inches, and then 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches. All right, so before I go in and cut these out and fold them and whatnot, I'm actually going to go in with my paints and give them some color. What I'm first going to start with is, because I'm going to do the entire thing, because I will use this as well, is the lemon zest. So I'm going to go over the front, and then I'll go in and mix in some of the bubblegum pink just to give it that extra color. Dry it up a bit with my heat gun, flip it over, and then I'll go in with my lemon zest first again, and then go in with my Calypso Teal as well. So I'm going to do that really, really quick, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and painted the part that we cut off, which, as an afterthought, you could do this with a already decorated 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, or any kind of decorated paper you want, as long as it fits the measurements. Or you could have painted it before you went in and cut and drawn or whatnot. That's an afterthought, sorry. But we're going to set that aside because we're going to use this as well. Now what we're going to do, I am going to take my cutter back out, and I'm going to cut only from here up and here over. So the lines that we made, I'm going to cut them where they met and over, so that way I can have it just be my little L shape. Now, what I need to do is the lines that we made earlier at 3 inches, 6 inches, and 4 inches here, we're just going to score them. And we're just going to fold it, fold it, and fold it. Okay, so now, since I want it to open up this way, I'm gonna have to fold it where, let me see here. This will go up like this, I believe. And then that will fold in like so. Yes. Okay. So, from this, you are going to fold the left one over to the right, and then fold both of those over to the right again. And then the bottom one is going to get folded up and behind like so. Just like that. But first, let me see, do I want to do the middle one only? Because it's on the front here. What you're going to do is you're going to find something, if you want to do this, I want the little cutout. So find something that's, you know, about the right size for your circular shape. And here, I will use my cuticle cream that I love. And just trace it out. Center it up. No, I don't think I want it that big, actually. Trace it out like so. But what you're gonna do, to make them equal, you're gonna fold that over where it goes. Grab your scissors. And you're just gonna cut it out of both pieces. I know it's kind of hard to follow, guys. Unless you have one of those really fancy hole punch things, which would make this a whole lot easier. Believe it or not, out of all of the things that I have, I do not own one of those. And just snip it like so. So that's going to make it where it looks like that. Oi, okay. I apologize, it is a little bit confusing, but once you do it, it's actually fairly simple. Alright, so on this side, whatever your inside would be, what we need to do is we need to take double-sided tape or glue, whichever one. I'm going to use my double-sided tape, and I'm going to run it just down the right side here and down the bottom over to the first bend. And then I'm going to do it right along this first crease on the right hand side of it. I'm going to peel those off, get some glue on, and get it stuck over to this side. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the position that I want it. So this goes up behind here and this goes this way. This being my top, I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to put double-sided tape on here. But let me just show you something because there's two things you could do. Number one is, my plan is essentially to put this here, somewhere centered, and then use the tag to go inside of here, which, let me open her up here. So something along those lines, right? And for back here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make it be a tuck spot for this one to go in, or sorry, a pocket. You can indeed turn it into just a tuck spot. So you can slide other things back there as well. That's personal choice. I want it to be a complete pocket. So what I'm going to do is take my other tag and I want it to land somewhere about here probably, maybe a little bit lower, about there, because I want to be able to see it when it's on the page, sticking out, you know? So I'm going to put it where I want it, I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to draw me a line up to there. And the reason being, this side and this side is fine, because that's where I'm going to put double-sided tape up to. So that way this one doesn't go all the way down behind as well. So I'm going to do that really quick. Alright, so I have this like this now. I'm not going to stick it on just yet because that's where these are going to come into play. And what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to actually grab my cutter one more time, which if you want you can do all of this ahead of time. And I'm just going to cut me 1/4 or 1/2 inch strips, and I'm going to make that be my border. Okay, so now we are going to take that other leftover piece from that same piece of paper and we are going to cut it 3 inches this way. So let's grab our board one more time, lift it, and put it right at the 3-inch mark and slice it down. And we'll have that left over. So honestly, we don't have much left over from that one sheet of paper. Okay. Now, we're going to bring our book over, set all of our components aside, because we'll be doodling them in here in a few. But what I want to do is I'm actually going to take the Stencil, and I reckon I'm probably going to use the dots, and I'm just going to go in with my white Posca paint pen and doodle them in really quick. So now that we have that, what I'm going to do is I am going to, ouch, sorry, pull over my other things and start just doodling away. So now we have all of our components. Now it's time to start sticking them on. I am going to start with my borders. So I'm going to get all of the components stuck on, and then I will be right back. Okay, now I'm just going to go around my corners here and finish off my stitching. That way. And then I'm going to take my white Posca paint pen. I'm going to outline the inside of my border, the outside of this, and only the square, oh goodness, of this. And that is it, guys. That is my entire page for the day. It's very bright and very colorful, and I actually really like it. You know, I have loads of room to do whatever. If I decide later on that I want to go on and do some collaging images on here, I can. Or if I want to write or put pictures or whatnot, because I have all this space. And then I open it up here. I've got these, and then fold it down, and I have all this room to write or doodle or collage, as well as over here. And then of course the tags. I have front and back of those, both of them. So yeah, I have loads going on here. I hope there's something in this page that can give you guys some kind of inspiration for your journal pages. If you like the video, please give it a like. I thank you so very much for watching. And until the next time, I hope you stay safe, stay warm, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.